Guys, today I'm going to talk about one of the biggest changes I've made in my own health and fitness routine in the last year or so, and that's the idea of training smart, not hard. The most important thing in any health or fitness pursuit is being consistent. And one of the biggest things that prevents us from being consistent is sickness and injury. Now, there are metrics that we can use that will help us try to prevent injury, because injury is most likely to happen when we're tired or when we've been overtraining, when we're just a little bit under the weather. So we can try and prevent overtraining or training when we're a little bit under the weather, so that we reduce the risk of getting injured and reduce the risk of getting sick. Even though you may end up doing slightly fewer hard workouts, if you took a year of time, you'd end up being further ahead than if you did more hard workouts but had an increased risk of getting injured or sick. So there are a few ways you can go about this. The first and most simple is just to be mindful. Pay attention to how you feel on any given day. You can ask questions like, am I tired? How was my sleep last night? How's my diet been recently? Do I have any other life stresses going on? Is there any relationship or work stresses going on? All of these things could create an environment where you may not be as ready to smash a workout as if you had been sleeping well, if work's going well, if there aren't as many lifestyle stresses going on, in which case you'd be able to hit workouts a bit harder. The problem with just being mindful is that it's really tricky to pay attention to that if there's a particular hard workout you really want to do, even if you're feeling a bit under the weather. Or sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes you actually feel a bit tired, but then you start doing a hard workout and actually it really gives you energy. And even though you're a little bit tired to begin with, you needed that hard workout to pick you up. Sometimes it's hard to tell which way round it is if you're just paying attention to your body. So there is a more scientific way to go about it. What I've been exploring in the last year is using something called heart rate variability. Heart rate variability is a fairly complex metric that measures little signals between your heartbeats, how your heart is beating, to tell you whether or not you're ready to smash a workout or you need to take it a bit easier that day. So I've been using a heart rate monitor. I've used the Wahoo Ticker X. That's the second one up in their range. The Wahoo Ticker doesn't measure heart rate variability, so you do need to check if your heart rate monitor has the heart rate variability function. Not all of them do, and there are no wrist-based ones that do it, so anything that's in a watch is unlikely to do it. You might need a chest strap or a finger clip. So I use the Wahoo Ticker X. I wake up in the morning, it has to be the first thing you do every day. Chest strap on, I sync it to an app which I use, Elite HRV, but there are a few others out there as well. The Elite one is free. And sit there for 5 minutes, chest strap on, sit still, and press the button on the app. What that does is it collates all this really complex data about what sort of nervous system is driving your heart rate, a whole load of other things I don't understand, and it turns it into a readiness score, a mark out of 10. What I do on a day where it's 8 or above, I'm thinking, right, I'm pretty good now. I can hit fairly hard workouts. I can get whatever I want to get done in this day. And I'm at a lower risk of injury and a lower risk of getting sick. I can do whatever I like. If I'm a 7 or below, especially if I'm a 6 or a 5, I take it really easy. So I'm going to do more movement practice, more yoga, if I want to run, that's okay, but I'll do a really slow run. My definition of slow is about 140 beats a minute or less for a heart rate, so it's just slow and steady. I can always breathe through my nose is another way of measuring a slow run. So I kind of categorize my training into two ends of the spectrum, and it's driven by my readiness score from my heart rate variability. 8 or above, that includes I do my high intensity interval training, heavy weightlifting, and what else? Faster running. So faster running where my heart rate will definitely go above 150 beats a minute. I'll be doing sprint intervals, I'll be doing strides, I'll be doing kind of race pace, playing around at race pace kind of for 5K stuff. So I just shift between the two. So what I found, it's really interesting. Sometimes I may feel a little bit tired when I'm taking my heart rate variability, but it gives me a higher score. and I think, oh, maybe the app's got it wrong. But as the day goes on, my energy starts to build. I feel really good. Even later in the day, I feel really good. If I hit a workout, even if I feel a bit tired, the workout gives me energy. I feel good for it. And then sometimes, if the heart rate variability has come in low, and I've ignored the app and I've done a hard workout, I get to the end of the workout and I feel like I've got the flu. I just feel horrendous. It's really knocked me for six. So the app always seems to be right. If I don't listen to it, I pay for it. So what this does over time is it might, like I said, you might end up doing fewer hard workouts. If your score comes in 7 or below, you won't necessarily hit it as hard that day. However, given a year of time, you'll be in a better place. You won't get sick as much and you won't get injured as much. The other really cool thing about heart rate variability is you can also apply it to your work. So the research is coming in quite thick and fast now about heart rate variability, and they're showing that your bigger picture, your visionary thinking is better, your creative thinking is better on 8 or aboves. Whereas your 7 and belows, you think, right, I'm going to chip away at my to-do list, I'm going to get my admin tasks done, I'm going to get some of those lower cognitive thought processes finished, but I won't put too much pressure on myself if there's something I need to be really creative with. So what I've found in my work is that it's just taking the pressure off. Some days if I'm sitting down thinking nothing is coming out my brain today, that's okay. It doesn't have to today, but there are other jobs that I can get done. There's always something to get done, so I can get my admin-y based things done on a 7 or below. But if there are creative things that I need to do, if there's new business ideas, or if there's any marketing I want to get done, that can be done on the higher days. And I can train smart and take the pressure off I can work smart, but I can take the pressure off myself on a lower day where my brain just isn't functioning. So heart rate variability, I think, is the future. You'll hear, now that I've mentioned it, you'll hear lots of other people talking about it in the how to train smart and work smart. So play around with it, and if you've got any questions, comment below.